Hey guys, Dr. Brown here with Kubo Math, and tonight we've got a really cool algebra problem. Whether it's algebra 1 or 2, doesn't matter. This is a neat little problem. Alright, you're at a deli and you're asking the deli clerk for X pounds of ham and X pounds of cheese. Okay, you receive 4 extra ounces of ham and 3 fewer ounces than you asked for of cheese. Okay, the cost for ham is $6.24 per pound. Cheese is $4.80 per pound. It says that we spend twice as much on the ham than we did on the cheese. So what we have to figure out now is how much did you spend in total? Whoa, that's a cool problem. Now, in most problems, well, in any problem, you can't add apples and oranges, mango and papaya. I mean, things have to be the same. And you'll notice they start out saying we have X pounds of ham. We asked for that. But we ended up, they gave us X plus 4 ounces. X pounds of ham plus 4 ounces. So now we have pounds and ounces in one equation. So we have to deal with that. Get the units the same. All right, I've put together a chart here. We have cost per pounds. This would be the total amount that we ended up with, that we purchased. And then what did we spend on that? Now cost per pound times pounds, the pounds cancel and I end up with just cost. So just be money. Okay, and we'll put that down with ham and cheese. So let's work first with the ham. So what do we have? We have X pounds of ham. I have X pounds, this is the ham, and they gave us 4 ounces extra. X pounds plus 4 ounces, OZ. Now, we can't add pounds and ounces, so there's 16 ounces per pound, right? Okay, so what does that mean? This is 4/16 of a pound. So we have 4 ounces and there's 16 ounces per pound. So we invert and multiply the units here. So we end up with 4 divided by 16. Well, the ounces cancel and end up with pounds. So that's 4/16 pound. So we can change this. So we have X pounds plus 4/16 pounds. We can simplify that, say X plus 4/16 pounds. That would be the amount of pounds we ended up with. So let's write that here. We have X plus 4/16, and that's in the unit of pounds. I'll just leave it pound. Okay, now it says that the ham is $6.24 per pound. $6.24 per pound. All right. Now let's do this same thing. Well, let's tell you what. Let's keep going. We have 6. No, let's not. We don't know. We have to do a few other things here. All right, cheese was $4.80 per pound. And we ended up with 3 fewer ounces of cheese than what we asked for. Now you'll notice we asked for X pounds of ham and X pounds of cheese, not Y pounds of cheese. So the poundage we ask, let's say if we ask for 5 pounds of ham, we're asking for 5 pounds of cheese. X pounds and X pounds. That's one critical thing to think about. All right, let's work with the cheese and figure out how many pounds, what's the equation for it, how much we bought. So we have X pounds, in this case, minus 3 ounces. Okay, we can do that same thing again. That's going to be 3/16 of a pound, right? So if we simplify that, X minus 3/16 pounds, X minus 3/16 pound. All right, that gets all of our equations here. Now it says we spent twice as much on the ham than we did the cheese. So if I have some value of the ham, it equals 2 times whatever the total spend was for the cheese. That's what that's telling me. So then the question becomes, well, what did I spend on the ham and what did I spend on the cheese? My spend is this times that for the ham. So I have, I'll run out of room if I don't clean that up. So I have $6.24 per pound times X plus 4/16 pounds. Now obviously pounds and pounds is going to cancel. It's going to leave me with just money, how much I spent, and that's what we're looking for. Now that equals what I spent on the ham was twice as much as what I spent on the cheese. So I spent for the cheese $4.80 per pound times X minus 3/16 pounds. Now you'll notice I'm backing out of the screen sometimes. I wanted to try to get the camera up to get the numbers as large as I could. Okay, now let's distribute and multiply all of this out and see if we can't solve for X. All right, so 624 times X, I have, scoot it over just a little bit, 6.24 per pound times X pounds. That pound gets distributed through there also, plus 624 per pound times 4/16 pounds. And that equals, I'm going to multiply the 2, that would be 960. 2 times 480 would be 960 times X. So it's $9.60 per pound times X pounds, distributing the pound, minus the 960 per pound times, so that's minus, got my negative here, 960 per pound times 3/16 pound. All right, what to do now? Well, we can do several things. I can subtract 624X per pound from both sides, minus 624X pound per pound minus 624X pound per pound. All right, these cancel. Let's see, what does that give me here? 4 from 0 is 6. Had to borrow 1, that's a 5. 5 minus 2 is 3. 9 minus 6 is 3. So it's $3.36 X pound per pound. Now you're probably wondering why I don't just cancel that out. I could, but it's a little bit confusing later, I think. At least it was for me. Okay, now then, we have X pounds on that side. I still have this thing to deal with here. So let me multiply these out before we do anything else. I have 624 times 4. It's over 16. So 4 times 4 is 16. 1, 4 times 2 is 8. 1 is 9. 4 times 6 is 24. Alright, so 24.96 per pound over 16. 24.96. 24.96. Sorry for the barking dog. Pound over 6 pound over 16. Okay, that's that one plus. Now let's work with this one over here. Now we've got 960 times 3. 960 times 3. 3 times 0, 18. 1, 27, 28. Excuse me, I'm going to pause it and close my window so hopefully the dog can get a little quiet. Okay, I closed the window, but I think you're still going to hear it. Alright, so 960 times 3 over 16 is what we're going to have here. So it's minus 2880 pounds over 16. And that's pounds still here. I guess I should cancel them, I guess. Alright, let's keep going though. Now you'll notice we've wiped out the 624, subtracted it over here. We ended up with 336 X pounds per pound. And then we said the 624 times 4, it's over 16. Pounds 16. So we ended up with 24.96. Now then, since I have the pounds over here, I'm going to add 2880 to both sides. So if since this one's negative, I add 2880 over 16. That's still pounds. And if I add it over here, 2880 pounds per pound 16. Alright, so let's add all this up. We're at 0 plus 6 is 6. 9 plus 8 is 17. Take a 1. That's 9, 10, 13. 1, that's 5. 53, 76. Heck, let's just wipe the pounds out. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. 53.76 over 16 equals 336 X. Alright, let's erase a few things here. Get us a workspace. What do we have? We have 53.76 over 16 equals 336X. The reason I wanted to keep that pounds is because X is in pounds, and if I still had it up there, it would divide out and just leave me with pounds. Okay. Alright, so let's see what we have here. 53.76 divided by 16. 3 times, that'd be 48. That's 5. Bring down to 7. That's still going to be 3. 48. 9, 10, that's 9. Bring down to 6. Hey, 6. 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. Alright, so we ended up with 336 equals 336X. How cool is that? We know what that means. All right, so we end up with 336 equals 336x, and x, remember, was in pounds. So if I divide both sides by 336, one equals x. So we bought 1 pound, is what that's telling me. 1 pound. Well, 1 pound. Let's go back up here. Think about what that means for us. Okay, if we bought 1 pound plus 4/16 of the ham, so we had 1 plus 4/16. What is that? What is 1? If I change and get a common denominator, that's 16 over 16 plus 4 over 16. That's 20 over 16. Okay? Now hopefully you're pretty good at this, but some people aren't. But if I'm trying to get a common denominator, and I'm looking at getting this to be a 16, and I think that's what it needs to be, I'm going to multiply that by 16 over 16. That's what I'm going to do, which is 1. 16 over 16 times 1 is 16 over 16. Okay, so, and when you do this, just confirm that the denominator you end up with here, you're thinking about doing, is in fact the same as this one. Don't multiply this first. Work with this first. Yep, 16 is the same as that 16. So we could say that's 16 plus 4 all over 16, and that's 20 over 16. Okay, so we have 20 over 16. So now we have this 624 per pound, because this is in pounds, right? 20/16. So now we have 624 times, and that's per pound, times 20 over 16 pounds. Now the pounds cancel, we end up with just dollars. So 624 times 20, or we could reduce that if we wanted to. 20 is what? 4 times 5. What is 16? 4 times 4. Okay, that's 5 over 4. That would make for easier calculation. So we have 5 over 4 pounds. All right, so I'm going to multiply 5 over 4 pounds. Pounds cancel. So let's multiply this by 5, and then we'll divide it by 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. Carry the 1. 5 times 6 is 30, 31. Okay, and 2 decimals, 1, 2. So I have 3120 now divided by 4. 3120 divided by 4. 8 times 4 is 32. 7 times 4 is 28. 29, 30, 31, less 3, 32. Don't lose my decimal point there. 8 times 4 is 32. And carry up to 0. So 780 is what was spent on the ham. Now what does that mean? Half of that would be what? 390? Which is what we should get when we work through this one. So let's go through the same process. All right, so we have 480 per pound times x minus 3 over 16. And x now is 1. So we have 1 minus 3/16. Same concept, 16 over 16 minus 3 over 16 pounds gives me 480 per pound. Well, let's just cancel the pounds. Now we're dealing with dollars. $4.80 times 13/16. 15, 14, 13. All right, well, this one's not going to be so simple, is it? All right, so 480 times 13. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 8 is 24. Carry the 2, 12, 13, 14. Drop a 0 down. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 4 is 4. Add these up. 8 plus 4 is 12. Carry 1. 4 plus 1 plus 1 is 6. 2 decimal points, 6240. Divided by 16. 6240 divided by 16. Well, 424, 5 and 6. Can't do it. 3, 48. 49, that's 10, 58, 14. Bring down the 4. Wow, it'll work out. Because we needed 390. Looks like it's going to work out. 9 times 6 is 54. Carry a 5. 9 times 1 is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yay. I like it when it works out. Take the 0 up. So what did we spend on that? $3.90, which was twice, the ham was twice the spend as the cheese. We spent twice as much on ham than we did on the cheese. So how much did we spend in total? We're almost there. Okay. Add these two up. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 8, 17. Carry the 1. 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 1 is 11. So we spent $11.70 in total for the ham and the cheese. I told you this was a cool problem. I like stuff like this. Word problems, while most people hate them, is the reality of being an engineer or a scientist or a anything you do in life. When you walk out, actually there's a story here. When I was a diesel mechanic for 13 years, okay, before I ever set foot in a college. And of course I went on to get a electrical engineering degree, a BS in electrical engineering, a master's in business, a PhD in reliability engineering. But I was a diesel mechanic for 13 years before any of that. Okay? And in one of my classes then when I started in engineering, they'd always give you, here's the transfer function for machine A. And we're going to do all this work on machine A, given that equation. And I raised my hand and I said, look, I've been working in the field for 13 years. There is no equation on any machine out there. You have to derive that. And the teacher said, you're right. In my class, I'm going to give you the machine and you come up with the equation. It's working problems like this that help you get to the point you can solve the problems in the field. So don't run from the word problems. Are they difficult? Yes. But the more times you work on them, challenge yourself, it's just like working out in the gym. If you want to grow your muscles, work out. If you want to grow your brain, use it, okay? It's just that simple. All right, guys, why are we doing this? Together we're trying to build a better tomorrow and do that through math, okay? That's all for now, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.